Hello, my name is Guadalupe Andrade. Growing up in America as a Mexican American, I was never taught about our history and what my people had gone through. Through it all, the most powerful tool we had is photography. Photography has given Mexican Americans as well as other Latinos a voice in society. In this project, I will discuss the documentary photography of Latin American oppression and how, through time, photography has empowered and changed the way we view society, people, and our history. Thanks to photography, especially documentary photography, history is captured, and what we see right here is pictures of immigrants, including a pregnant woman waiting for inspection at the border to enter their own land who was stolen. This is a picture of a sign that says, "We serve whites only, no Spanish or Mexicans." The picture shows the Texas segregation sign in Dimmitt, Texas. Signs like this were displayed under a system known as Juan Crow laws, patterned after Jim Crow laws that enforce racial discrimination against Mexican Americans. While doing research for this project, I came across U.S. operations that really show how bad Latinos were treated. Everyone who knows that they were discriminated against, stereotyped, and hated on. But one of the worst things that happened to Latino history was the Operation Wetback. Those photos show Mexican immigration who had been caught in the snare of Operation Wetback, the biggest mass deportation of undocumented workers in the United States history. During Operation Wetback, tens of thousands of immigrants were shoved into buses, boats, and planes and sent to often unfamiliar parts of Mexico where struggled to rebuild their lives. Without documentary photography and famous photographers like Erica P. Rodriguez, Karen Miranda Rivendera, and Adelina Lulo, we would have not seen the underrepresented people in our community. The historic events are not taught at school and they are rarely mentioned in mainstream media. We need these photos to show what Latinos have been through and how we got here today. Not only does photography have documented trauma and struggle Latinos have been through for many generations, but it also empowers that people, gives them a voice. Photography has shed a light on these horrific issues, and they also show how we fought and gained our status in society. This photo shows Latino children suffering in segregated schools. Latino people were excluded from restaurants, movie theaters, and schools. In addition, the education system for Chicanos offered a class oriented toward vocational and domestic training rather than the academic courses that white non Latino students took to prepare for school. The discriminatory system was thus funneling Chicanos into jobs and preventing their social advancement. These pictures are a visual reminder of how Chicano movement have long been at the forefront of demanding political change. These walkouts focused on national intention of new force of American political scene, the Chicano movement. The photography allowed voices to be heard not only for education reform but police brutality and farm worker rights. Harry Gamboa, now celebrated photographer and performance artist, remembered the day in elementary school when the teacher led him to the front of the class and helped him fashion a hat made from construction paper as an art project. She put it on his head and wrote the word Spanish on it. She said, "I could take it off when I learned to speak English." He said years later he would join the walkouts at Garfield. In the photos circulated across news and social media, another very powerful Latino photographer is Flor Garduno, who is an outstanding representative of the richness and diversity of the Mexican photography. She visited the most remote rural areas of Mexico to find appropriate topics for bilingual and literary books. This experience gave Flor the opportunity to get to know her country and the life of her indigenous people while simultaneously helping her develop her own style. This project has helped me understand the importance of photography and how it gives power to the subject. Through documentary and photography, we learn about what happened in the past and how our people have overcome a lot of struggles. We should celebrate all Latino photographers who dedicate themselves to their roots and are proud to showcase their culture.